Guys, welcome. And we're going to talk about cryptocurrency again. There's another episode us talking about that. And we're going to talk about passive income generation methods using cryptocurrency. When could we can think of so many different ways of making money out of cryptos. But we're going to just talk about just a few things. Just we're going to touch just the surface. What do you think of that? Like, yes, there are many, but your first three choices. How about that?
Right. There's so many, like I would say the mining would be the one. Staking is another one. Interest, like those are three that comes to mind, right? There are tons of different ways within mining, tons of different ways you can do different staking,
Right.
tons of different way you can put it in a different places for to get more interest.
Mm-hmm.
So mining, staking, and interest.
Mining,
Those are all
staking, and
passive.
interest.
You just do a mining, means you set it up and it kind of mines for you the cryptos. You get cryptos free. You just have to set the equipment first. On the staking, you just have to have a crypto. You put it on the places, the pools. They call it pools, or wallets and places like that. You just put it over there. It's staking. And then the last one is interest, right? You have to put it in the right exchange, right wallet. You get interest, different things.
I got a couple of questions, Vega. So
Yeah,
great points. Mining, staking, and interest. So when it comes to mining, we always we hear that term very often. Mining. We
right.
know that it's difficult, but at the same time, we recently talked about the easier mining. When it
Mm,
comes to helium mining, it's very easy, right?
yeah.
So let's talk about the two, like very briefly. What are the two cryptos that you would recommend in terms of mining, and why?
Yeah, for newbies, I would say helium, and another one is MXC. There's something called MXC.
Mhm.
So both of them actually works a little bit similar. Actually, you just buy a hotspot. They're like hotspot. They sell it.
Mhm.
The MXC hotspots are very expensive, like $3,000.
Okay.
But you can put 100 MXC hotspot in one house versus the helium hotspot, which is you can only put one in a house,
Mm.
and then you have to separate that 300 meters away another one. So it kind of a proximity wise, it's helium you can only have one, but the MXC, which is more expensive, you can have multiple 100 in a house, but it's $3,000 per miner.
You talked about you pointed out a very important point about the cost, right? So we're all concerned
Yeah,
about the
yeah.
one-off cost. So when it comes to helium mining, we talked about different products that you can use. So what are the recommended products in order to go for?
Yeah. The helium.com is a company that started 2019, before 2019,
Mhm.
as a cryptocurrency too. It's like it's growing. It's right now close to $20. And they distributed the manufacturing to outside. There are
Hmm.
so many companies out there. The major one is like Nebra,
Nebra, okay.
Calchip.
How much is it?
Actually, the distributor is Calchip. Nebra is the company.
Okay.
NEBRA, Nebra.
Okay.
And another one is Bobcat Miner.
Right.
Another one is Syncrobit. So those are three, I would say. Rack. Another one is Rack. So those are four major ones, but there are more coming up in the market to compensate the demand, right? There are more coming up to the market as we speak.
Last question on that, Venkat. What's the cheapest but the most effective one? We buy anything for 400 and 400 to
Yeah,
500?
actually, the helium miner coming up with something called helium light miner. It's a light. It doesn't do too much. It's cost only like $149.
Nice.
But it doesn't do as much. It's not as effective as the regular helium miner that's $400 to $600.
Mm-hmm.
But it does do the job. I think in the future, it's not out yet. I think it's just coming up with a few prototypes and getting acceptance with the FCC and all those regulations, right? So they had to get accepted. But it's called helium light miner.
Helium line. Great. So, guys, like I said at the very beginning, this is going to be a very brief video. We're just going to touch the surface, and more to come. Stay tuned.
Right. Thanks, guys.